Careful what you wish for. You might actually get it. That's what I've come to the realization of here lately. So it's funny growing up, my girls are now, 14 and 10. And growing up, for the last decade plus, on Saturdays and Sundays is the weekends here. You're like, all right, like what do we got to do? And all of a sudden it's, oh, we got a soccer game at 8. We got birthday party at, 10. We got to come back, eat lunch. Then the other kids got her soccer game. And then we got this, and then we got to go out. And you're like, good night. Like it's a ton. There would be days, if not weekends, and even months would go by, especially when the seasons all overlap. We were just like, dang, if I could just get an hour to myself, actually have a weekend, right? Monday through Friday, you're sitting there doing what you do. And, maybe it's a lot of times I have some work to do on the weekends. I got to do some, whether it's admin stuff or honeydew stuff around the house. But you're just like, man, and it's good. I'm not complaining. It's just funny about careful what you wish for. If I could just have an hour or two, right? That'd be really nice to get caught up at work or to get this, honeydew project done. But instead, you're sitting there shuttling the kids around and doing all this stuff. Well, fast forward, to last weekend, the weekend after Christmas, I get up early and nobody else is up, and it's 7. It's not super early, right? 6:30 or 7. And I'm started doing some work. And by the time I look up, it's 11:30 and the house is still quiet. It was crazy. So the kids finally come downstairs, grace us with their presence around 1 o'clock, eating a bowl of cereal because it's their breakfast. And again, these are a 14 and 10-year-old. So it's not like they're like teenagers that stayed up till 3 a.m. Apparently they're upstairs reading. That's what they claim, right? Watching a show, who knows? But the reality is 1 o'clock, they're eating breakfast. And I'm like, cool, what are we going to do today? And Allie had volleyball and volleyball and basketball back to back. And she was leaving in 20 minutes. Emily goes to the mall with 5 or 6 friends and is gone for 5 hours. So by the time 6 o'clock hits, the kids are finally both back, getting showered. We're getting showered. And all of a sudden it's date night for Caroline and I to go out with some friends. So the whole Saturday goes by and I was basically alone. And don't get me wrong, like I got a lot done. I got a ton of stuff done. But it's funny, like careful what you wish for, because all I wanted was that extra hour. And then on Saturday, all I'm wishing was I wish I could shuttle my kids around or we could hang out or do stuff. Because it's not lost on me that I have essentially 3 more Christmases with Emily being at home. Right. So it's just this weird thing that, I do my best. And if you know these or seen these videos or the letters before that we write, like I do my best to try to be present, be in the moment, appreciate, have, an attitude of gratitude. But it is funny how like you're just always trying to get, and maybe that's human nature. I don't think I'm unique in this sense, but it's like I finally got the alone time. And yeah, I felt good, got a lot of stuff done, but I was like, I'd trade that to be shuttling the kids around and playing Uber for them, watching a soccer game or doing something like that. So who knows? I think at the end of the day, continued theme, right, is always going to be just make sure you appreciate what you got, have gratitude for where you are, be present in the moment, be intentional. I think that's a big one. And I'm really going to focus on that now that I have less time, it seems like these days, because they don't get home till 6 or 7, from practice and things, and they eat dinner and do homework. So as the time increments gets tighter and tighter and those windows get smaller and smaller, I'm going to be more intentional. I've always been intentional, but more intentional because you have to. Bonnie Raitt has a great song. I think it's In the Nick of Time. And she says time comes more precious when there's less of it to waste. And that's, kind of a really good, powerful message to use here. So as you start the new year, that's my 2024, not resolution, but at least constitution is I'm going to make sure that we're very cognizant of what we're doing. And I'm going to translate that to business too, right? Like make sure whatever I am doing at work, make sure it's focused on doing the right things at the right time. So when I'm at home, I can then spend doing the right things at the right times with the right people. Certainly love to hear your thoughts, comments, all that fun stuff. And as always, thanks for watching and love to hear from you.